Lisa, before we get into it?
Who have we got? We've got Crypto Puppet, Carrie Barnett, Chris Mackay killing it on the 1,000 to million, Gary Barnett. That's all I can see at the moment, but I'm sure there's many, many more.
Wait, there is many, many more. There's a bunch.
Hang on, let me scroll up. Because I can't even pronounce that. You want me to pronounce some of these names? It's like I need to be European to say these things.
Well, we've got Juan Otero, who I'm sure can pronounce some of these names better than us. Lisa, welcome along, Juan.
Hi guys, how are you? Thanks for having me here today.
Oh, an absolute pleasure. Look, it's your project's one I've used before. Lisa's been raving about it for a long time. She kindly reminded me that it's up. The price is up 600% since she told me about you guys.
See, Sean never buys these things, so I tell him, and then.
Well, full disclosure, Lisa, I do have some AVA.
Well, he does have some AVA now. He's bought some AVA probably at the top as we come and probably do a handle. But, hopefully it keeps going up. And Sean hasn't bought the top as he normally does.
Okay, enough ridiculing of me. We're here to hear from Juan today and learn as much as we can about Travala. As I mentioned, Lisa, big fan. I've used the platform before.
Yeah, this is a platform I've used many, many times because obviously I live entirely off crypto, and if I can use crypto, it's always the first thing that I do. So, and while I was traveling, Travala is an amazing site, integrated with Expedia and with heaps of other stuff. So, and they adding all these cryptocurrencies. So we had BNB and altcoin last month. So coming up for Travala, so we've got massive monthly revenue in obviously a COVID period. Where do you see that going?
I think that we basically have to brace ourselves for what's coming. As you probably know, 2019 and 2020, they've been pretty tough years, particularly for travel startups. Obviously, within the industry, we went through, one of the worst bear markets as well, if not the worst. The overall macroeconomic situation, but particularly what happened with with COVID-19 and the pandemic is something that obviously hit everyone pretty hard. Despite that, we've seen incredible growth. We actually 5x growth in revenue year on year, and very, very bullish to what we think is coming, and it's coming very soon post COVID. It's going to be a different world. We expect travel demand to ramp up to levels that we've never seen before in the history of travel. You have to think about over a year of pent-up demand that has been built at a global scale, and here's Travala.com working continuously building the product. We're about to release a direct integration of flights, 400,000 activities in 195 countries, tours and activities with the partnership with TripAdvisor. We're delivering packages as well. So we've basically been building so much during this period that the next few weeks are going to be pretty amazing in terms of the number of product improvements that we're going to be rolling out.
Skip back there, and you just brushed over that. So the direct integration with flights, tell us how that works.
So we are integrating all the flight availability and connection directly on Travala.com. Until now, when you wanted to book a flight, you had to go through Travel by Bit. And this was part of our M&A deal with Binance back in May last year, where we continue to use Travel by Bit as the platform that was managing all the flight bookings. This is changing in the next few weeks, where the integration is going to be implemented directly on Travala.com. So users will be able to, just like they book hotels or homes or the accommodation offering today on Travala.com, they'll also be able to book flights. This also opens the opportunity for us to implement the packages, which is an amazing product as well. So people will be able to book hotels and flights together hotels, flights, and activities and tours. So we basically packaging everything, and again continue to offer more and more products bookable with crypto, which therefore has a direct impact as well, not just on the growth of the Travala.com ecosystem, but also the AVA ecosystem, because the AVA token interacts with the whole platform, with every booking, every interaction with the platform. So yeah, pretty amazing integrations in terms of product with some major names in the industry, and also we're working on some game-changing integrations with Binance. I can't give all the details today, obviously, but this is coming, as I said, in the next few weeks. So yeah. We're going to brace ourselves because the next few weeks are going to be pretty strong for what we have coming.
So hang on, I'll let Sean ask.
Yeah, I just want just what you mentioned a point there. I've had a really good look at your white paper, your business model. There's links below to that, people. One of the things that really sort of came across for me is that you're really sort of also building, infrastructure and pipes. You've got a hybrid model here from blockchain to centralized solutions all put together. Could you tell us a bit more about that sort of infrastructure that you are sort of building within the travel industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that is ultimately our goal here. What we want to do is we want to repair that broken relationship between the travel supplier and the traveler. And we're doing that with, implementation of blockchain technology, from, the payments to the loyalty and rewards, the transparency, the reviews. As you can see in our white paper, there's a number of decentralized business models that we're working on. There's been a lot of R&D done into that as well over the last few months, and we will start to roll out more decentralized functionality within the platform. But ultimately, we want to repair the relationship where we have a handful of major online travel agencies or major corporations that basically have taken control of this industry. And as we know, with any other industry, who pays for that? We're the ones that pay for that, the consumers, the users, because at the end of the day, the monopoly or the control from these big corporations and then controlling that relationship with the travel supplier is paid by the user experience or the cost of the user at the end of the day. So that's why we're looking into implementing a number of decentralized business cases that eventually will add a lot more value both to the travel supplier, the hotel owner, the apartment owner, the tour operator, and also the end user.
I've heard you say that the other companies, Booking.com, etc., they're typically operating on about a 25% margin. I mean, this might be slightly old information, but I'd heard you say you guys were operating on around a 10%. Are those figures still relevant? And has the industry sort of changed given that we've had this sort of year of lockdown? Sort of moving forward, are they the sort of margins you're expecting still?
Yeah, the margins have remained the same. So we're still operating around a 10% margin on our overall accommodation bookings. We are, however, improving margins on other revenue lines. Obviously, we do generate revenue from gift cards, travel credits, integration fees from projects. So our overall margins have increased significantly. Hence why Travala has been constantly profitable for almost 6 months now on a monthly basis, which again, there's only a handful of projects within the industry that not only are generating revenues, in our case, over $1 million a month worth of revenue, but are actually profitable, with black numbers on the balance sheet. So that's very unique. But yeah, this is a very good point, Sean, because what we've seen through COVID has, in a way, been a perfect example of how this control, this centralization by the likes of Booking Holdings, Expedia, and so on, is not sustainable long term. So you have all these small property owners and travel suppliers that were really struggling through this period, and there was no flexibility from the big OTAs. Obviously, these large corporations, they were charging 25% on average. So you have to think that this is a combination of properties or suppliers that pay anywhere between 15 and 35%. So look at those cases where these properties were struggling to, stay in business and pay their employees. And then the big corporations, the big travel agencies we're still charging them, 20 or 30% commissions, and imposing all the conditions around how they work with them, because that's the other thing as well. They have extremely centralized operations in terms of how they control these properties, and there's no flexibility. So yeah, going forward, we think that the whole travel industry needs to move to a more peer-to-peer model, more community-owned and more decentralized, and that's the only way that we can actually allow the property owners to control their own booking economy without being reliant on third parties that basically impose the rules, and therefore they have no say whatsoever on what happens with them, with the booking economy. But yeah, commissions from the OTAs haven't changed much. We still by a mile more competitive in terms of our offering to travel suppliers.
So you're saying that you're going to have direct access to flights and that sort of thing. So one of the questions that a lot of Twitter users are asking is there a partnership, a direct partnership with companies such as Airbnb or hotels like some of the bigger hotel networks?
Yeah, there's some major partnerships coming. Again, obviously, we are talking about big corporations, big brands, so we can disclose the names and give the details. But yeah, there is several partnerships coming, and just like we've done to date, with bringing these big names into the industry, we will continue to do so in the future. With flights. Again, we get access to, the best inventory that is in the industry. So it's over 600 airlines globally. So basically every destination that you want to book. But we will release more details as the, partnerships are rolled out. All I can say at this stage is that, yes, there's some big news coming in several fronts, and, some game-changing news as well, yeah.
Will that be in Q1?
You want to keep loading your bags of AVA, Lisa?
I've got heavy bags.
Yeah, we're actually moving quite quick. I think there's going to be, we're talking about weeks, not months. So if it is not end of Q1, it'll be early Q2. Again, we're rolling out, several different products, from packages to flights, activities, and there's some more stuff coming with Expedia, which is one of our strongest partners as well. And there's probably a lot that we can do going forward in the future with partners like Expedia. But yeah, to answer your question, it is going to be likely to happen in the end of Q1, which is basically in the next few weeks, if not early Q2.
Will AVA sort of integrate into the Binance app so that you can have your funds on Binance and spending on AVA, on Travala?
You have a lot of intel, Lisa. That's one of the things that we're working on at the moment, which is obviously something that's going to give us access to, as millions and millions of users. We are working on, just like with the release of Binance Pay a couple of weeks ago, very, very closely with the team at Binance on several fronts. And yeah, there's a number of integrations there that basically going to give Travala and AVA direct access to millions and millions of users. And again, we're not talking about a partnership where you can have someone that has millions of users that could potentially buy travel with crypto. This is Binance, so obviously there's a lot of crypto users, which is our niche market, which is our main demographic in terms of users. So yeah, again, another thing that we're very bullish for, by having that direct access to Binance users being able to pay and book travel. And again, the user experience is just out of this world. We all know that in crypto, one of the biggest barriers is the actual UX, the usability, from wallets to apps and so on. The actual process to log in and pay. We basically building something that allows users to choose a particular travel product and log in, obviously with Binance login already on the app, and pay with 2 clicks. So the user experience is just out of this world, never seen in crypto before.
Will there be sort of incentives or added incentives for people using it that way?
Yeah, we're working on a few marketing strategies around, gift bags or discounts, or something special that we can do to offer, Binance users in this case. We will roll out more details as we go, but yeah, we will probably be offering some way to incentivize these users to actually try and use the direct connection from the Binance app. Yeah.
So with the obviously the price growing, will there be added incentives for the smart users?
You want to know what you're going to get from the smart membership?
I want to know everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we plan to continue to add value. I think that the Travala smart program is probably, one of the best smart programs out there in the industry. But definitely the best loyalty and rewards program within the travel industry, because we all know what the issues are with existing, rewards and loyalty programs in travel, from the Genius program at booking.com to the miles, at the Singapore Airlines, you cannot really trust what you get, from fake discounts to, basically control programs by these centralized entities. We've been very transparent from the get-go. We've been improving the rewards, the gift bags, the bonuses. We're currently paying, what is 24 APY, which is, very generous to our users. But again, we do own a lot.
Best that I've seen. So the 24, there's other tokens that are sort of around the 20% mark, but yeah, 24 is actually really, really good.
Yeah, and for us, again, this is a long-term strategy in terms of, again, growing the Travala and the AVA ecosystems. For us, ultimately, we want users to come to the platform, to stay engaged with the platform, and to continue to make bookings. That's how, the real token economy for AVA kicks in. As we continue to grow, the more volume, the more users, the more potential, price appreciation and token velocity and so on we'll have with AVA over time. So yeah, for us, it's a way as well to reward the community and our users because they have supported us, and just like us, they put their capital and their time, and they supported us even through the pandemic and the worst times. And I think now is time for everybody to reap some of the rewards, because what's coming again is going to be pretty amazing, and we are scaling up big time. We're getting ready for it.
Do you have a goal? I think you've got about 3,000 users at the moment staking. Is that correct? Do you have a goal to increase that? Is there a cap on that, or what sort of, looking at that sort of staking side of AVA?
Yeah, well, we have an issue here, obviously, which is the supply of AVA, which is a positive thing to have, which obviously creates more scarcity around the token. So there's only so many smart users that will ever be able to actually become a smart user. In the future, once the cap is being reached, basically, we'll look at either reducing or allowing a better access for the users, or implementing a different way.
Can I just quickly jump in, because the two of you are talking about smart users here? Could you just explain that for people that might not understand what you're talking about?
Of course, yeah. Smart users are what we call our smart members or loyalty members, the members that join our smart loyalty rewards program. To do that, you basically can lock or stake AVA on the Travala platform, and you get access to discounts on bookings up to 10%, and then up to 24% APY bonus payout on a monthly basis, both on AVA and travel credits. So it's a really great way for people that are interested perhaps on getting their hands on some AVA, whether they're going to use it for travel in the future, and while they can travel, they can stake it on the platform and get some benefits from it. And when they can travel, they can obviously also get the direct discounts applied to their bookings. So yeah, it's our loyalty and rewards program, and we call them smart because it's a very smart move.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I love that about what you're doing, because obviously with, you know, a booking.com, you're rewarded in sort of genius discounts, whereas with your platform,
Discounts.
you're getting the token, which effectively you can turn into anything, fiat. You can go buy something with it. Yeah, so that's a massive plus for me, absolutely. Looking sort of at adoption, how do you, can you tell us about who you see your immediate market being, and what sort of the ultimate plan as far as who your customers are going to be?
Yeah, so Travala has positioned itself as a bit of a champion of crypto adoption, not just by bringing the big brands into the industry and making all this inventory available, or bookable with crypto, but also by partnering with a lot of leading projects. We recently announced integration with, Tesos and Chainlink, and basically a lot of the main projects in the industry, which are also interested in, giving that use case to the coins and bringing the communities and allowing them to, be able to use the tokens. But to give you a rough idea, we've seen a really awesome progression in terms of our user behavior. So we first started as a crypto only payment option or booking platform where people could only, obviously pay with the AVA token. Then we started integrating other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and so on, which was great in terms of, a growth hacking technique for us, because suddenly we got, masses and masses of new users from these communities coming to Travala to book travel. Then as we wanted to start tapping into mainstream users, we implemented credit card and traditional payment methods. At one point during the bear market, the split between crypto payments and fiat payments, credit card payments, was on a 50-50. We've seen a really great progression where now over 70% of the bookings, even though the booking volume has grown by multiples and multiples, continues to grow more on crypto payments, which means that obviously there's the crypto and blockchain community that are using the Travala.com platform the most. That remains our main focus. We want Travala.com to continue to be the household name for blockchain travel within the travel community on blockchain and cryptocurrency. Obviously, we've seen the growth in the industry, and we think that there is something that's going to continue to accelerate for years and years to come. But we also don't want to rule out the mainstream users, and that's why we build a platform that is very easy to use. When you go to Travala, it's basically like booking a hotel on booking.com. We spend a lot of time. I come from booking.com myself. UX was one of the big priorities. It is for any travel company, but at Travala we had that additional challenge, which is, hey, how do we do things on chain? How do we create the user wallets? How do we do the tokenized rewards program? How do we introduce a mainstream user to a blockchain-based travel booking platform without scaring them along the way? And that's why we obviously put a lot of effort, a lot of time in terms of building the platform in a way that mainstream users could come in. And in a way, we have what we call a frictionless on-ramp into crypto. And this is something that CC loved, from the get-go as well, which is, what I think Travala is one of those players within the industry that can play a significant role in mass crypto adoption by bringing, everyday users into a platform. They can come in and make a booking with a credit card, just like you book through booking.com or Expedia. But then we're creating a wallet for them on the background. We're giving them a tokenized loyalty and rewards program. We're giving, so slowly we kind of convert them into crypto, and we have many, many of those. And that's a great thing, obviously.
How does that work for, say, the US market? So, and sort of, is it deemed a security in that or a utility in that market?
AVA is a utility token from head to toes. Obviously, it's probably one of the most clear cases of an utility token in terms of payments and everything that we do and the different number of use cases that we have. We don't have any issues, or obviously it's been always treated as an utility token, and it will continue to be an utility token. Yeah.
Is there plans to go on to USA exchanges?
Yes, we are in conversations with several tier 1 exchanges in the US and in other markets as well. Yeah.
And my last question is, when AVA gets to $10, are you going to get a Travala tattoo like Steve and Matt?
I'll tell you what. When
you
it gets
are,
to
Lisa.
$100, I will.
At $100.
Yeah. I think we've got a long way to go. Again, we've probably seen what's happening in the industry for the last few weeks. Travala is still at a very early stage. What are we talking about? Our market cap is just over 100 million. When you look at things in comparison to, the actual market cap value of some of the travel companies out there that, perhaps didn't even perform as well as we did over COVID. And we know this obviously through our partners, like Expedia and so on. Travala has something that is very, very unique, and is our global reach. So normally travel startups, you have a travel startup from Europe, there may be a UK-based company. So you know that those startups are going to have what is called the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the bookers or the users will come from, UK and European markets. They, normally book Mediterranean destinations or whatever. Whereas in our case, the split is just so spread. You get people from Brazil to Tokyo to, the US, to Africa, and that is something that basically means that once COVID is over, we're going to see pockets of demand in different areas as travel restrictions are eased. So obviously the UK is not looking good for them, but Asia is already gearing up to travel again, then US. So as those pockets of demand come up, we're going to be ready to serve them, and that's where we think we're going to see an absolute mental acceleration of demand for bookings on the platform, and therefore AVA as well.
So one thing I also like about your model, and I'm sure it's greatly contributed, to your bottom line during what's been a very tough year for everyone, especially the travel industry, is your sort of use of these virtual sales teams and so forth. Obviously part of that sort of longer term sort of decentralized goal. But could you maybe tell us about how some of the people in the crypto space that are watching this can sort of get involved as affiliates and so forth to help sort of spread the word of what you're doing? I mean, for me, I absolutely love this project. I'd love to be able to promote it via my channels, etc. So I'm sure there's lots of people watching that will be of the same opinion. Tell us a little bit about the offerings you've got there.
Yeah, definitely. And again, that's one of the key things that we always try to do, which is to involve our community. Is the ethos of the power of the people. We're stronger together, and that's something that we do very well in this industry. There's actually an article on our blog. I don't know if you guys are able to share it, but is how can I help the AVA ecosystem? And in that article, we actually have a summary of the different things that our users or our community can do to help the Travala and AVA ecosystems. And as you said very well, we have a number of incentive programs, from our referral program that allows users to just, earn AVA or rewards by referring friends to the platform, to our affiliate program, which is again, an amazing program that allows anyone, that has a blog or a website or whatever to, put a link to Travala or use one of our banners or one of our assets and basically generate a revenue share on every booking. We also allow them to choose the payment option, whether they want to get paid on Bitcoin or AVA. So yeah, there's a number of tools that already been built for anyone, basically, for members of our community or influencers or anyone to actually, help grow the ecosystem. But this is not just about growing the Travala ecosystem. This is about growing the whole ecosystem, because we're talking about a platform that is, as I mentioned, a champion of crypto adoption, because we do offer that ramp for people to actually use crypto, and we need to push for that as a community. So it's a great way as well to push for adoption. But yeah, if you guys can share the article, or I can send it to you after the stream, that'll be great for users to actually see what they can do to participate and also benefit and be rewarded from participating in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I was just trying to find it quickly now and I can't find it, but yeah, I know it's on your Medium blog somewhere. So
yeah,
I'll certainly put the links below. I do a weekly show that Lisa's a frequent guest on as well, where we really look at the utility of the offerings out there, and also specifically how people can actually earn, passive incomes in the crypto space. I think a lot of people overlook those opportunities, but for me, this is a fantastic one with you guys to earn some AVA, promote something I personally really like. So I sort of had a few of the potential problems and threats. I think you've already answered one around the regulation. We're seeing it in other projects that are blatantly offering securities. But I clearly think it's a utility token, so I see no issues there. It's a pretty silly question, I suppose, but that potentially a prolonged period of us not being able to get back on planes and travel. What sort of contingencies have you got in place, and how long do you sort of personally see this hanging around for? Any comments on that?
Yeah, obviously, we had to come up with a contingency plan very early days. As soon as we got the major lockdowns back in March, April last year, there was an overall, strategy put in place, contingency plan, and so on, to make sure that we were able to cope with this pandemic, even if it went on for years. We have successfully raised an equity round. We just closed a couple of months ago. It was fully subscribed, $2 million round. We had over 1,000 investors participating in it. A lot of our, community members as well, which I'll say thanks to again for supporting us, again and again. So in terms of cash flow, the company's been profitable, as I said. We raised a large amount of capital, so we can last this for years if we had to. Personally, and from the information that we had from our travel partners as well, we are not expecting this to go any longer than the second half of the year. I think that the next 2 to 3 months, they're still going to be tough, maybe even 4 or 5 months. But heading into Q3 2021, we will start to see a sharp recovery. And then heading into Q4, we're going to see an absolute tsunami of demand. You have to think, I was talking to someone the other day, and this might sound like a silly comparison, but just the same way we saw people, back in early 2019 going to the supermarkets and buying toilet paper, we might actually see people with that type of frenzy traveling again, because the demand is just so big,
Yes.
Yeah, every person that you talk to, basically, we all been somehow restricted from doing something that we love, and now we actually appreciate that so much more. So whether it's international travel, domestic travel, staycations, as soon as we can do it again, we all obviously going to do. That's one of the things that we're going to do, which is to travel again. So we think in the second half of the year, around Q3, but again, we will see travel stocks mooning again. We will see everything that is travel related becoming the sexiest thing again. That's how we're expecting, because of the pent up demand. And for us, the period has been good as well, because we've been building. At the end of the day, Travala is we are a team of builders. That's what we do: build. So this period as well, particularly the first 3 or 6 months of the pandemic, it also allowed us to put our heads down and really work on the product, and on building some of the things that we are coming out with in the next few weeks and months. So we are definitely a lot stronger on the other side of this pandemic.
So 5 years from now, where do you see Travala? It's a long time in crypto, but I have to ask these questions.
Yeah, it's a long time in crypto. Things move very fast, but at the very least, I will see Travala as the go-to destination, the one-stop shop for all travel-related things, crypto and blockchain. So definitely, for anyone holding Bitcoin or AVA, or anyone involved in the industry, to be using Travala, before any other major OTA. But I will probably see Travala being a lot more decentralized, obviously, more community owned, and obviously, continue to be, innovating, but also probably a supplier of some of these, blockchain based technology to some of the bigger companies. Because at the end of the day, we are building some pretty amazing tech, for example, together with Binance in terms of payments and, our loyalty and rewards program. We got so much tech that's been built from the ground up that could be so valuable for, big, large travel corporations. We saw what happened with Expedia in 2018. They tried to accept Bitcoin payments, and within months they were scrambling and they had to cut it off. Again, we build the technology from the ground up. We are a crypto travel company. So
Juan, is Binance a investor in the company?
Binance is our largest shareholder. Yes.
Right.
So we had an M&A deal with them back last year, and Binance is now our largest shareholder. So obviously we get a lot of support as a Binance portfolio company, a lot of access to the talent and ecosystem as a whole, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good partner to have. A very good.
Not bad. Yeah. CZ, if you're watching, HardForking needs a sponsor.
Yeah. No, but they're great people. They're a great team, very supportive. So yeah, we couldn't be happier with the relationship.
When Binance travel, do they only book through Travala
now? Yes, of course. Yeah, and that's a lot of our partners as well. Not just Binance. We work with a lot of partners that, again, this is another thing that we offer, which is our business accounts, our travel accounts, concierge travel services. So we have a whole array of services that we offer our partners as well as our users that help them save a lot of money as well in travel, and we offer that service as well 24/7 dedicated account managers. So yeah, we look after them very well, and again our partners look after us very well as well.
What about sort of a lot of these crypto cards that we see coming into existence now? Are we going to see you guys integrating with some of them?
We might see a Travala card soon. That is something that we've been looking into. Obviously, there's a number of partners there that are building the tech that basically you can plug into to issue your own card, a Travala branded card. That's not something that we have rolled out, of course. And you got many players now coming with crypto-based cards where you get Bitcoin rewards or gift bags or so on. So definitely something that we're looking into, and I'm not ruling that out. It'd be pretty cool once you get your tattoo, Lisa. You can hopefully have your card as well.
Too. If Travala gets to $100, I'll get a tattoo, the same as you. Good
deal. Let's shake on it.
Gonna hold me to that now.
Okay, pump the price, people. Could you tell us maybe a bit more about the tokenomics? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people watching this that are, love the price appreciation that's happening. For me, you guys are clearly a long hold. But could you talk a bit more about the actual tokenomics and what sort of will influence the price of the token?
So the AVA token is critical to the operations of the whole Travala.com ecosystem. Obviously, from payments to rewards, loyalty, a number of integrations with third parties. But it's the volume itself that adds value to AVA. So AVA is distributed on a very very nice manner in terms of the gift bags and the rewards are given to our users, but those users are also incentivized to continue to book, and when they book with AVA they get additional rewards. So it's a process that basically builds token velocity for AVA as well as demand. The supply itself is very scarce. We also have a buyback and burn mechanism that basically reduces supply over time. So when you look at the actual token economy from its core utility or use cases to is looking forward, let's say supply forecast with things like the burn program, it is what we think a beautiful model in terms of the actual token economy. Here you have a platform token that it has continued to appreciate over time as the platform usage has also continued to increase, but on the other hand its availability or its supply has continued to decrease, and it will continue to decrease. So when you add them both together, it is what we call a perfect formula for a good token economy to work. Again, we're expecting volumes to grow by several multiples within the next 6 to 12 months, just on the back of the post-COVID world, and the metrics that we see on the site in terms of user growth, traffic. Travala is now having over 200,000 monthly active users. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. You have to think what's going to happen after that, together with everything that we're doing in terms of improving the product and the marketing and different things that we're doing.
So with Travala, you've got I think about 61 million tokens at the moment, with a circulating supply of about 45 million. Sorry. So how many tokens have been burnt to date, and is that, how often will they be burnt going forward?
Yeah, so they burn on a quarterly basis, and we will continue to burn until the overall token supply is reduced to a maximum of 40 million. So yeah, based on the volume, very similar to the mechanism that BNB has from Binance. So basically, we allocate a percentage of our booking revenue. So the more the platform grows, the higher the impact is gonna have on the token supply. So every quarter, based on our revenue, we allocate an amount that is used to purchase and burn those AVA in order to reduce the supply over time.
Okay.
So a maximum of 40 million eventually.
Okay, so you've got another 20 million or so that you're going to burn. That's huge.
Yeah. It's a big percentage of the supply. Yeah.
It's like,
and again, AVA is not one of those billion coin projects. We got a very limited supply. Therefore, the chance of you getting your tattoo are a lot higher, Lisa.
I like how this has gone from you getting a tattoo to me getting a tattoo. Oh well. As long as it's discreet, I suppose. not across my forehead.
So do you have any more questions from your Twitter audience, Lisa? I'm looking at some of the ones in the chat.
The big hard questions. What everyone wanted to know was when these partnerships are happening. We found out that it's sort of 2 to 3 weeks away. We've got some big airlines coming on, so we could speculate that it's, sort of, United or British Airways, or what else do we have? Emirates. Who are we doing? It's like, I'm going to ring them all up, all their marketing now, and find out. Leak it out. So some exciting stuff happening. It's going to be huge for this, next year for AVA and going beyond. But this next year is going to be massive, especially once COVID's finished and everyone's set free, because I know I'm going to be booking everything. I'm going to be like different location every day. I'm going to be, hey guys, wish you were here.
Oh, I can't wait. Hey, one bit of a cheeky question. I don't know if you can tell me or not, but what were the main cryptos that people were using on the platform?
Yeah, so normally we see AVA as one of the preferred payment options, obviously, together with Bitcoin. Again, it's based on the number of holders and people willing to pay with the asset. But we do see a nice split between other majors and new projects that we integrate as well. Obviously, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and also some of the new or newer projects that we've been supporting. That we think they've been building some amazing tech. They've got great communities, and we integrate them on the platform to offer them that use case. And we do see a lot of traction with them as well. From projects like ARC, and obviously you got other majors like Dash. So the split is quite good, apart from obviously AVA and Bitcoin taking the vast majority of the volume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw you just Strax was a recent partner, Jewel D, which is a Jewel Swap, which is massive, and I know lots of people were excited on my feed when that happened. So they were just like, it's such a massive, big sort of new platform, trying to take away from Uniswap and everything, and so many people excited that it's come across to Travala.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to support those projects that are building, great products that got great teams behind them, as much as we can. to also, give them that awareness around that use case, which is a great use case at the end of the day. We're making those coins available as a payment method on over 3 million travel products in 230 countries. It's a very global use case. So yeah, we're happy to support some of those projects as well.
Sort of one of my last questions. Obviously, I've had a look at your background. Very impressive. I'm always about digging into who the teams and projects are. You've sort of come up from Sun Microsystems, obviously Booking.com was a role you had. You've had advisory roles and mentoring positions with the European Commission, European Institute of Innovation, and now obviously Travala, which was it 2017 you guys began?
2017.
So your background can't be questioned. Tell us a bit about some of the other key people that are involved.
Yeah, I mean, Travala again is a project that's here to stay, and the team is a perfect example of that. We have people with amazing experience in travel, in finance, in blockchain. Our team is now 46 people strong. Oh, wow. We will be 50 probably by the next month. We hiring and adding a lot of people as we speak. Again, this is part of our plan to scale up across all levels, all departments to get ready for what's coming. But yeah, we will soon also be releasing a number of positions on our new careers page that we'll be hiring to add to the team. So yeah, a great team. And as you probably know, in business, you can have an amazing strategy, you can, execute well, you can have cash, but all of that only happens if there's a great team behind it. Without that great team, the strategy doesn't come into place. The execution, is not to the level that it should be. And eventually, you'll either run out of cash or you'll need more cash to keep going. So the team is something that, we always put a lot of emphasis in. And, you guys probably know Steve as well, our COO and co-founder, he's the product guy. He's an absolute gun, a lot of experience in travel as well. Our CFO, Drew, as well. We've got an amazing team. And what happened as well with the M&A deal with Binance is that we got access to a great team as well from Travel by Bit, that obviously had expertise and skills in areas that were very complementary to us. We had Ben, our CMO, joining, Caleb, we had some really great additions to the team. So yeah, the team is definitely one of our biggest, if not the biggest strength, together with our community.
Yeah. Awesome. So Lisa, I'll leave it to you with the closing questions. I think you've managed to squeeze out all the juicy bits of
I've squeezed out all the stuff. So I think we've got that new partners coming on, big new partners coming on, and new exchanges coming on, and that's the main thing that we wanted to know on Twitter, because those things sort of drive adoption and price a lot of the time from like my side of things. And those people obviously will then spend their money on Travala and go traveling once we can. So yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for your time as well, guys. That was a really nice chat, and yeah, I'm hoping to see you booking through Travala with AVA, obviously.
Already done it, and we'll continue to do so.
Everyone got gift cards from me from Travala for Christmas, so it was.
Oh, good. Yeah, I did the same. I bought a bunch of them for the whole family.
They haven't used it yet, but they will.
Yeah. It was the best present, actually. Just the thought of being able to travel again. Everybody loved it. So that was good.
They did. Yeah. It was like, this whole conversation, where can I go? It's like when I'm allowed to travel. So it's exciting.
Crypto people are big travelers, and hopefully there's a lot of people with a lot more crypto in the coming months. So I can see you guys absolutely taking off big time. Not that you haven't already.
Yeah, happy days ahead, guys. Happy days ahead.
Yeah. So listen, thanks you. Thanks so much for your time today. We've really enjoyed it. It'd be great to have you back on in the near future. I'm sure Lisa will continue to be a big champion of yours. You should definitely sort of put it back on my radar. I was actually, it really was one of the first times where I saw something. I thought, wow, you can actually use crypto here. This is fantastic. So, I was an early adopter. It's great to see you going from strength to strength, and we'll all be back traveling soon, won't we? I can't wait.
Great, guys. Yeah, thanks a lot for your support. It's been great being here.
Excellent.
And yeah, happy to come on board anytime. And yeah, Lisa, let's keep pushing.
Let's keep pushing. $100 Travala tattoo.
Let's get Lisa tattooed, exactly. Yeah, on your forehead.
No, it's not going on my forehead.
I'll get one on my forehead at $200. How's that?
That's gonna happen, you know that.
I'll happily have the forehead tattoo as to that. Yeah, hey, listen, love this project. We'll be looking at it on the regular. Lisa, thank you so much for arranging this, and Juan, real pleasure talking with you. We'll hope to see you back here soon.
Same. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk soon. Take care.
And thank you to all for watching out there. Any additional questions, please stick them below in the comments. We'll put links to everything for you. And yeah, see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone.
See you later, guys. Bye.